What's good, everybody? RJ Sheldon here with another episode of Spartan Dogs. You see my good brother Tony Lippett on the screen. How we doing?
What's happening? What's good with it?
Let's go ahead and get right into it. If you're first here, this is where we go ahead and talk about all the Michigan sports areas from professional and college. Talk about the Lions, talk about Michigan State football, and obviously what they got going on. The Detroit Pistons, Detroit Tigers, and then we have another segment as well where I go ahead and call it this Speak on It with my good brother Tony Lippett on some other topics that are definitely going to be kind of worthy to talk about because there's a lot of great sports on this past weekend. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Lions go ahead and take care of business against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They won 52-6. Yes, I'm going to say it again. 52 points to 6. Jared Goff, in my opinion, definitely a guy that is top 3 right now in the MVP race. He had 412 yards throwing in 4 touchdowns. It was 24 of 29 from the field. Insane. David Montgomery had 15 carries for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Miles St. Brown had 11 carries for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was basically a pad stat day for the Lions on the offensive end. Defensive end, when you go ahead and hold the team to 6 points, hey, that's good to see. Lions are playing tough at home. I'm scared of the Lions when they're at home. Talk to me a little bit about your team.
Man, they took care of their business. 52-6 in the NFL. They put up 50 points and the other team didn't even put up double digits. But that's so far unacceptable. I'm gonna be respectful and say that's I'm gonna just leave it at that's unacceptable for the Jaguars. That is insane. But great performance from the Lions. I mean, like you said, everybody scored. Montgomery scored, Gibbs scored, St. Brown scored, Jamison Williams scored, Brock Wright scored. Everybody was seeing the end zone this day. They had 6 straight possessions where they scored touchdowns. This team had the ball for 39 minutes in a 60-minute game. They had the ball for 39 minutes. They had 645 total yards.
Bro, do you know how bad that is when you just said that? Like, if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, bro, I'm not going to any more games. Especially watching the highlights, bro. They number one, as we always speak on this show, you can tell when guys are checked out. You can tell when coaches are checked out. And that's a prime example of that, what we talk about on this show, right there for the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. That was embarrassing. Like that's to a point where it's like, as a fan, if I'm a Jacksonville fan, like I'm cool, bro. I'm not watching another game because that is unacceptable to go ahead and get blown out by 52 points and you only scored 6, and it wasn't even your offense; it was your field goal kicker. Yikes! In your great words, yikes.
So the Lions had 645 yards. I don't think I've ever seen a team have 645 yards in a football game. I've never seen in the NFL. I've never seen that. I don't even think this game was worse than Denver and Miami last year when Miami put up like 70 points.
Yeah.
I think this was worse than that. Even though they didn't put up the amount of points, this was worse. Like, for you to only have 170 yards today, 645. You only had the ball for 20 minutes of total offense. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do if you're the Lions. You're supposed to take care of business. Everybody's supposed to score. If they're gonna come in there and throw their towel out there in the ring in the first quarter, then shit, fuck it. You got to play the rest of the game. Get beat on. It is what it is. You play to win the game. That's a famous quote. You play to win the game. And if y'all ain't playing right, you got to play for your pride. You got to play for yourself. You got to play for your family. Try your best, man, because that's bad. I'm sure there's not a good film play that anybody made that entire game for the Jaguars. So for y'all to come out and get beat like that, that is terrible. But great win for the Lions. Great game for Jared Goff. Perfect game. He had a perfect passer rating, 158.3, perfect passer rating. He had 5 incompletions. He had 4 passing touchdowns. And I'm sure the incompletion was probably like a drop or something like that. You had 2 receivers over 100 yards. J-Mo, like I said, J-Mo is going to be the kind of the key to this offense. So that's 2. He had missed. He got suspended for 2 games previous. And him coming back from 2 games, he's had two pretty good damn games since he came back. Caught a dig route over the middle, broke it for 70 yards. Didn't even look like he was running like that because he's like, yeah, y'all ain't gonna catch me. You feel me? It's over with. So
Right. Right.
the more you get him into the offense, that's why Jared Goff has 412 yards. You got to get him into the offense because he can change the game. He's that type of big play guy down the field. If he can continue to do that, it's just gonna do nothing but elevate this offense. So great win for the Lions, and shit, they got to keep it going. Keep chopping wood.
Hey, and the crazy thing is, I'm looking at it right now. They're on an 8-game win streak. Ever
Yeah,
since they lost to the Buccaneers, I think it was at home that time.
yeah,
8-game win streak. That is very hard to do, but it doesn't surprise me. And people, I think now we're starting to see that, maybe the Lions are the best team in the NFL. We've been saying this since week 4,
yeah,
just due to what they have from head coaching to obviously the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. All those guys are tugging on the same side of the rope. You got your players that are buying in. You got a quarterback that is the main priority in the NFL that's playing at an MVP level. I'll say right now, there's no rhyme or reason for these guys not to be in the NFC Championship game and not to go ahead and go to New Orleans.
yeah.
Granted, you know where I stand and where I'm at, but to watch a team like this do what they've done up to this point, I mean, they look like they can go ahead and play whoever on the AFC and win easy.
Yeah, and the best thing about this team, I mean, if they keep playing how they playing, they're gonna be the 1 seed, so they have a bye week, and then everything comes to Detroit. The best thing is though, they 5-0 on the road. The game they lost this year was a home game. They lost to the Buccaneers at home. They great on the road. They
Right.
take their energy, take their passion, take their defense, their offense. They take it on the road. Wherever they go, Detroit Lion football is coming with them no matter what. So this is gonna be a big test for them this week, though. I don't think it's a big test, but I think it's gonna be one of those tests. Coach coming off a good win. Anthony Richardson had a great game coming back from his team. That team is still gonna be fighting for something. The Colts are still fighting for. Let me see what they're in their division. They second in their division right now. They 5-6, so they fighting to get back to 500 and going up and up. So this ain't gonna be an easy game either. Like they're gonna have to come in and play as well. I still think they can win and they will win, but don't be surprised. This is one of those sneaky games. You feel me? You just put up 52 points. You got your defense only held them to 6. You feel me? And this is one of those games. You're going on the road, not even an hour flight trip, probably 30 minutes to Indiana, and you going into that stadium with a hot team right now. So we're gonna see how that go.
Yep, that one is definitely at noon this week. If you want me to go ahead and W, absolutely. I think that they're definitely going to go ahead and take care of business. This team is they're too ready for games. Like this is the first time that I wouldn't say first time, but when you see this team do what they do on a week-to-week basis and just the preparation from the offensive coordinator already having his play calls already ready, what he's trying to do,
Yeah,
and it's assertive because then that rolls into the whole game of what he's going to call. Then you got the defensive coordinator staying true to his guns. Mano a mano, we're going to go and match up to go ahead and take control of this game the whole time. When it comes to your offense, we got things locked down. We got the D-line to do it. It's just hard for me not to go ahead and see this team not go ahead and win this game, regardless how that win is. So
but
that
me,
should be
one other thing I'm gonna add on to what you're saying. I just looked at the schedule right now. These last 7 games, that's a tough
serious.
schedule, bro. Like this is
Yeah.
Indianapolis, then they play Chicago. Division game is always tough no matter what. Then you play Green Bay, division game, always tough no matter what. Then you play the Bills. Then you play the Chicago again, going to Chicago. Then you go to San Francisco, and then you end your season off with the Vikings. That's a tough 7-game stretch. Like, hopefully they don't be too beat up, you know. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
cause you gonna have to you ain't gonna be able to walk into those games. So yeah, I can see them winning all those games, but I can see them losing a couple games too to the Bills. They can probably lose to a Chicago. You never know. Chicago get it going at least to finish the season because they probably not gonna make the playoffs. But you want to finish the season. You want to finish it well with young quarterback, just to get a good taste in your mouth going into the next season. San Francisco, the Vikings, they beat the Vikings early in the year, right? I think they beat the Vikings earlier. Of course they
Yep.
did. So they got a tough schedule though, man. It's last 7 games, and then head into the playoffs. Like they don't have an easy game on the schedule right now.
No, that is definitely true. But they do face the Indianapolis Colts this week, noon. We'll see the results when they go ahead and get done with that game. Moving on over to Michigan State football, they went ahead and faced Illinois, jeez. Illinois fighting the Illini. They had lost that one 38-16. Aiden Childs was 23 of 40 from the field, 256 yards, throwing 2 touchdowns. He also led the team in rushing as well with 12 carries and 40 yards. And Foster Jr. had 6 receptions for 76. And Johnson, who was a young talent, a younger guy, had 3 receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown. He was definitely get going a little bit. Despise that this was obviously not a win, there were some things that I think that I saw with my own eyes that were a plus. When I just go ahead and just see the stat line, I see Childs with no interceptions thrown. That
Yeah.
right there to me is a positive. And looking at the highlights, during the time, he was making the right reads, things like that. There might have been one in the beginning where they were, he had maybe fumbled the football, but he was down. He played a flawless game, in my opinion. He did what he needed to do. Granted, we came up short. For me,
especially throwing 40 passes. Like he threw 40 passes and didn't throw no turnover. So that's
yes,
productive. That's productive on any level. So
right, very productive, and that was my biggest take when I go ahead now and just see what our Spartans are doing right now. I look at the quarterback position every time. Like every week that I go ahead and check something, I'm checking how he is. When I see that, that's good. Talk to me a little bit about this game and kind of some takeaways for you. Obviously from this loss, but there were definitely some good key points in this game that I thought, okay, we're moving towards where we need to move towards to.
Yeah. As I was watching the game, I thought he played okay. Like you said, he didn't turn the ball over. I didn't just see him just throwing the ball anywhere either. To throw 40 passes, that's a lot for an NFL quarterback.
Right.
I don't think we want him throwing 40 passes though. I don't think that's where we're gonna be great at with him throwing 40 passes. You're gonna have to have a legitimate running game where he can turn around and hand the ball off. Like I said, we just can't finish. It just is what it is right now. We just can't finish. You got 2 games left, both of them at home. We're 4-6. You win both of them, you go to a bowl game. You lose one, it's over. Like I said, from watching this game, I like number 11. I think he got a little juice. Like he got some juice to where he can make people miss, and he got a little creativity in his route running, which I like a little bit. He don't get used much though. Like
right.
He don't get used a lot. But when I do see them, they throw him the ball. He sometimes, be making things happen in space as well. So that's what I like about him. Every other guy got to really step it up, man. The tight end, I don't know, man. The tight end, I don't know if it's him not is. He got 5 targets, 1 catch for 5 yards. I mean, he had a extremely down year to me. People were saying he was one of the best players on the team.
Yeah.
And I don't see it. Like, I haven't seen it in not one game this year. So it's like, where that come from? I don't know where it came from, but whatever with that. Defense continues to play effective, but like I said, if you can't get nothing going on offense and the defense is always out there, of course they're gonna sometimes give up points, give up possessions and things like that. So, but if you have an offense that's competent, and I'm not saying we not, but we just not. We don't have enough playmakers on offense, and they're pretty young. It's game 10 or game. I'm still saying they're young in week 10, but I mean, at the end of the day, that is what it is. Like, they're still in their first year. So hopefully, after this offseason, in January, February, they're able to go and mesh, learn from their mistakes, grow from their mistakes, learn situational football. Because when you're young, you don't really know situational football like that. You just playing ball. You feel me?
Right.
Like you just playing. You don't really know. But now you're gonna have some film that you can look at and be like, okay, in this area, this is what we need to do more. We need to perfect coming out of halftime better. We need a sudden change. We need to produce points on sudden change. We need to make plays when the plays are there, and that comes with growth. That's gonna come with time. So, hey, y'all got 2 games left. You want to go to a bowl game? We gonna see. That's where I'm gonna leave it at.
Yeah, just to go ahead and add a little bit on to what you said, 100% agree with you. What you said, I think the biggest thing is you had said playmakers. I think the biggest thing for us, playmakers wise, it's got to be up front on the offensive end. I mean, literally watching that game, I'm like, dude, we can't even hold a pocket. We can't even run for 3 yards. And we say young, but at the same time, it's like you got to figure it out. I mean, if
Yeah.
we can't go ahead and, I mean, that's where the game is literally won and lost, and they know that. Granted that they're young and things of that nature, but at the same time, it takes everyone to go ahead and make that unit somewhat better. I mean, they were ready to go against Michigan. They were ready to play against big time guys like that. So it's like, how is that not translating throughout the whole season? Because there's no way in any right mind, being at Michigan State and knowing the history at Michigan State, that we should not have O linemen being ready to go ahead and play every single game that they step out there to go ahead and run for over 100 yards or run towards 100 yards or be able to hold the pocket for obviously your quarterback to go ahead and do what he needs to do. So these next 2 games, man, I challenge the O-line. Hopefully they go ahead and get it squared away. I want to see, like you said, just repeating, but it's the truth. I want to see 100 yards rushing. I want to see us being able to dominate the line of scrimmage. And that's on the O-line. I mean, that's simple. I mean, we don't even need to go and harp on it anymore. And, you got Purdue at a 7 p.m. game on a
Yeah.
Friday. So you should be juice locked in, quick turnaround. I'm sure they're probably going to go ahead and have their walkthrough
Oh, they play
Wednesday.
Friday.
Yeah, they play this Friday. So, I mean, it's a quick turnaround game. They're going to play right away. So I'm sure Sunday they might even be practicing, or excuse me, they probably might have practiced on Sunday or walk through. Yesterday on Monday, they went ahead and did whatever. So get whatever you need to get right, because we going to know what type of ball club you are with these next 2 games. I don't even care who we're playing. I want to see go ahead and put the right foot forward to go ahead and get these 2 wins, especially at home. So, as I said earlier, they face Purdue. That's Friday at 7 p.m. Got to get them. Got to compete. Then moving on over to the good old Pistons. 7-9 right now. 7th in the Eastern Conference. Granted, there was a couple games that they had lost this past week, but just looking at it from when I had and we talked about it, the NBA Cup, they faced the Miami Heat. That was a good game, final overtime game, going to win that 123-121. Then went ahead and faced the Bucks. Went ahead and lost that one 120-127. Then they went back into the NBA Cup game and beat the Raptors 99-95. And then Sunday, they went ahead and beat the Wizards. The Wizards are god awful. So glad that the Pistons went and took care of business there. They won that 124-104. And then yesterday, they had lost to the Bulls 122-112. Talk to me about this in regards to just what you're seeing as of now. When I'm seeing on my Twitter feed, I'm seeing Cade playing very well, still leading. I think that what we go ahead and have talked about him is true, and I think he's starting to find his way. Talk to me a little bit about your Detroit Pistons, man.
Like I said, they got 7 wins. That is very good right now. What are they, 7-8?
7-8 or 7-9, I think. Let me see.
Let me see.
7 and 9. Yeah.
7-9. So they won out of the first 16 games. They have 7 wins. I think that is very productive. Obviously, Bickerstaff has his team ready to play. I guess they believe in him. They can kind of you can tell how attentive to detail and the effort that a team is playing with if they believe in their coach. Like that is. I'm telling you right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they don't believe in nothing over there. 6 points and give up 52. They don't care about nothing over there.
No.
But it's early in the season, and you want to keep them confident. They're a confident team right now. Like you said, Cade Cunningham is top 5 in NBA in triple doubles right now. He has 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw that stat yesterday. He has 4.
Yeah, he got 4 of them, and that's productive. I'm sure the team is leaning on him. They looking at him as being a leader. I seen him go up to one of the players on the team and tell them hey, he was like, Like being a leader, like, man, you got to do this right here. You got to be there right here. Like, I'm doing this. You got to do that. You got to be there. And I'm like, bro, that's productive because the dude ain't look at him like, man, you can tell by energy if they don't really believe with you and they don't really messing with you or rocking with what you're saying. But he was looking at him like a man, like, yeah, okay, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm going to be there next time. So I can tell, like, it's something is connecting in that locker room. And that's where it started, especially on the basketball team, man. Them motherfuckers, them boy prima donnas, bro. So I know they all, everybody think they remember the number one guy, you know. And at a point in their life, they was. And it's only 15 spots on the roster. So it's hard to bring all of them egos together. But they're trying their best to bring it together. They 7-9. Like you said, they 7th in the division right now. They got some big wins. Now they beat Miami Heat. And out of the last 5 games, they 3-2. They play on Thursday. They play the Hornets, then they play Magic, then they play the Raptors, then they play the Grizzlies, Pacers, 76ers. So the next 6 games, they can win 4 of those easily.
Yep.
They can win 4 of those. They're going to play hard. They're going to play attention to detail. I would say the guy that needs to take it to another level on this team, I'm going to say Jalen Duren, the center.
Yeah. I like him a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Even though his game and how it complements him and Cade Cunningham, I really like what they got going on. And he's one, not to cut you, but he does a lot of good things for that team. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I'm seeing him in the double digits rebounds a lot. His minutes has went up the last couple games. In the last game yesterday, he had 22 rebounds, 15 points, 22 rebounds. But he's a -7, so I don't know if that's him on defense. Or, I don't really pay attention to minus. I do, but I don't, because that just kind of tells me, like, are you in the right place at the right time? Like, are you doing, are you, MAs? How many MAs you got? Like, that's what
Right.
thing mean to me. Like, in MAs, I mean missed assignments. Like, are you where you supposed to be? You feel me? Are you helping with your team? That's what the whole plus minus thing. I think he need to be more efficient as far as that. Because obviously we see he got the talent. 15 points, 22 rebounds. He had some 25-point games, some multiple 20 rebound games. So I want to see him become a dominant force. Become like a presence. Like, if you can just become a presence like Andrew Bynum. If people don't know Andrew Bynum, that was the guy from the Los Angeles Lakers when they won the championship in 2009 and 2010. And I think he didn't play in 2000. No, he didn't play. He didn't play in one of them years. But the year he played, they were dominant because he was a force down there. If he can just become that, I think that makes his team better, because they got a dominant point guard in Cade Cunningham, and they got a center, and everything in between that you can work with. So I like what I'm saying for the Lions, man. They got to keep it up, keep winning big games, and shit, keep it rolling, man. They got to get to the playoffs, man. They got to get to the playoffs. They see the Lions out there balling. They like, man, we got to get some of that. We got to get some of that, man. So,
man, that energy when they go ahead and just pop in courtside to watch a game is trying to transfer when the Lions pop up to the Pistons. I love, like, when you have that type of duo, like where you got your football and basketball, regardless of whatever level it is, it's always good to go ahead and see both those teams compete, because that's the biggest thing on all of it. You're just competing, which I think, like you said earlier with Jalen, I think him and Cade, when it comes down and it's like, okay, pressure situations, they know that they're the ones that are going to go ahead and do pick and roll, and he's going to be wide open. If not, Cade's going to shoot it. You just make it like stupid simple. And I think what you just said there, he's definitely, I feel like, an X factor for this team, because he plays consistent basketball. Like, I'm just looking at these stats right here. Like, he's a walking double-double every time he steps on the court. So they definitely got.
And we got one of them cities. You feel me? Detroit is one of those cities that we gonna get behind you. You feel me? Like, when we lose, we still gonna be behind you. But when we win, you see how we going. Well, how people going to other states and away games and taking over the whole state, whole city. That's how it is. You feel me? And it started in Green Bay a couple years ago. The last game in Green Bay when I think
Aaron Rodgers was on bullshit.
That was Aaron Rodgers' last game. That's when it started. You can kind of see the momentum for real at that time. But the city gonna get behind you, and I know, like I said, I know them Pistons are looking like, man, they really behind the Lions. We gotta get behind us. And you start to see a lot of people come to the Pistons game. You start to see everybody. It was just last week we seen, what was it, Dej Loaf,
Yeah,
P,
everybody was out.
Babyface, all of those guys came there. And it ain't like other people not, but it's like we one of those hubs, we one of those cities that it's real here. You feel me? And like we gonna be real about it. If you rock it, we gonna let you know. If you ain't, we gonna let you know too. But that's what I'm rocking with though. Shout out to the city.
Absolutely. So the Pistons, this week, they go ahead and face the Hornets. That one's away. And then Saturday, they face the Magic. That one is away as well. So go ahead and get both those wins. Then the big one, I think, probably next week, back in the NBA Cup stage, they face the Pacers. That's another good little measuring stick to see where you are. Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, weren't they? Or I think they were.
Yeah.
My memory isn't. Yeah, so that'll be a good testing to see where you're at. It's there, but they got these two before that. So, and then moving on over to our Speak On It segment, which is always my favorite. We had mentioned this brother's name earlier, Anthony Richardson. We were on here and talking about, why in God's green earth would a guy go ahead and tap himself out? All the media and everything was dogging him. We were dogging him, but in a way of like, man, like you can't do that for an image wise. Like if you're the franchise guy, you can't be showing any type of weakness like that or not being prepared to go ahead and say what you need to say. So you're not putting yourself vulnerable to what people are already going to make it seem like it already is, even though we saw it already. But came back, went ahead and faced the New York Jets, got him a W. I believe that he had the game-winning touchdown to go ahead and seal that.
Yep.
He was 20 of 30 from the field, efficient, 272 yards throwing, 1 touchdown. This is good for him. And I think this is good for the Indianapolis Colts because now once you go ahead and go through some, situations like that where guys might be looking at you like, hey, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Be like, I used to rock with you, or you got to show me, that you still got us. This was the game for him to go ahead and do that. So talk to me about that right now. Indianapolis Colts, they are now 5-6. So I'm looking at their standings here. They're still second in their division.
Yeah.
AFC South is, I would say, still up for grabs, even though Texans went ahead and won. But being in that second spot in the AFC South, talk to me about, obviously, this whole situation for him.
First off, shout out to Anthony Richardson for bouncing back, bro. Like that's a big bounce back game for you. I would probably say. Now I haven't watched a lot of games of his career, but I remember watching him at Florida a little bit, and he didn't have like no crazy big games. He just had an abundance amount of talent. You feel me? And potential. That's why he was drafted at number 4. Now he has the game with the right coaching. Maybe we can see it more, and he have a long career because of that. But to come back out, like you said, they benched him, and they came out and said it like, yeah, he's gonna be benched for the rest of the season. They said Flacco was gonna be the quarterback for the rest of the season. So to hear that, you feel me, and then like thinking like, damn, I let my team down. Like this is big because this ain't high school, this ain't college. Like ain't nothing guaranteed. You feel me? Like it might have flashed before his eyes for him a little bit for real. So it might have made him pay a lot of bit more attention to detail. Start getting that building a little bit earlier and leaving a little bit late. Come in a little bit longer on your off days and just taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, and just preparing yourself. But to come out there, away game, muggy weather in New York, 20 for 30, like you said, 272, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, only 2 sacks. And then it'd be able to rush the ball as well. 10 carries for 32 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 big touchdowns where he ran through them boys, dog.
Yes, he did. He ran with a purpose, bro, because he knew that, like, I got to go ahead and show that I'm still the alpha male of this team, bro.
Did you see the first touchdown he had? The first rush touchdown?
Bro,
hit 35 so hard, bro.
Yes.
35 was like, oh my Lord, I got to tackle him right here. Bruh, when he hit 35, whole everything up, just snap back. I said, bro, that is a man child, bro. He a man child for sure. That's how you need to utilize him. Get him, roll him out. Roll him out to the left, roll him out to the right. Boot actions, RPOs. Call some run plays, straight runs for him. Get his legs going so you can get his mind going. You know what I'm saying? Get his talent right now we know is a strong arm and his legs. He ran
Right.
like a 4.3 or something like right. Didn't he run like a 4.3?
Man, he's fast as hell.
Yeah, he fast. So utilize that. He's big, bro. He's 230. You gotta use him like Cam Newton a little bit. Like in the red zone in the 2-yard line, you gotta use him on some quarterback sweeps, quarterback powers. You gotta use him like that. And that's gonna spark the energy of the whole team. Like, think about it. The team played better. You don't think
Yep.
they played better around him because they like, oh, she making plays. Oh, he making plays. He was making some throws in that game. I was like, okay, that's a pretty good throw. He threw a couple corner routes to Downs. I like Downs. Downs is actually doing his thing in the slot. Then you got Pierce and Pittman. They are pretty nice. And then you drafted the first round receiver in Mitchell. He had the one catch for 33 yards on a shallow crosser route where he probably should have gotten the end zone, but he got tripped up a little bit, whatever. But he gonna continue to get better. So, and then I didn't even bring up Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. So this team has weapons, and he has. If I'm like I'm saying, if I'm the coach, I'm gonna utilize him like I utilize Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna distribute the weapons. Like he shouldn't be throwing 30 passes a game.
No.
24. If that. There's games we seen Jared Goff throw 18 passes. That's Herbert, 18 passes, 22 passes. He should be in that window where you're running the ball, where you're like, don't put it all on his back. Put it on the team's back. But great bounce back for Anthony Richardson, man. And this is going to be a big week, too. You got this hot team coming in, a great defense coming in. We got some film on you now. You feel me? Like, we got some film on you now. So now let's see how you go from week to week. And like I said, shout out to Anthony Richardson for bouncing back, man. That's big time right there. And keep it going, man, because that team going to depend on you, for real.
No, that's a great way to respond after all that chaos that you've been put through. That's about basically life in general, right? You go ahead and get put in situations, how you're going to respond, how you're going to handle it. In the wise words of a lot of people, he handled it like a G. So shout out to him for sure. Moving on over to another, there was great games all week this past weekend, especially on Sunday for football. Ravens versus Steelers. Steelers went ahead and won that one 18-16. You want to talk about like that just was playoff atmosphere. I mean, I was at the Packers Bears, and that just gave me like, this is playoff football. Like this is like everything matters. Like points are just need to be made. However, because you know it's going to come down to the wire. Talk to me a little bit about this game, really for both sides, but your take on just watching this game.
When I just looked at the time of possession, and that is a big factor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know the Ravens be the number one rushing game in the league for the last 5 years. If that, you feel me? They always been top 5, if not number one game. To go into another team's stadium and only have the ball for 23 minutes, that just tells me like, what is the game plan? What is the game? What type of team do y'all want to be? This is my thing. First of all, I'm sick that game wasn't on TV because I wasn't able to watch it. Now I'm pissed about that. I'm sitting there.
That is actually wild,
bro. Wow, I was stuck watching the Lions and the Jaguars. I don't even think I watched the game. I was irritated. But
what did they play on?
They played on CBS, but it wasn't on TV, or at least here. But to lose a game where a team kicked 6 field goals, they didn't even score a touchdown. They had the ball for 36 minutes, the Steelers. They passed the ball they had 303 total yards. You had more yards than them, but you had the ball 14 less minutes. You had more yards than them, though. More rushing yards and more passing yards. You also had more penalties. They have to clean it up with these penalties, these stupid pre-snap penalties that they be having. Like, it's 1st and 20. It's 1st and 15. Like, bro, come on, bro. This is my thing, though, with Lamar. Ooh-wee. Let's get to it.
You've been waiting all about 3 days to go ahead and say this. I'm ready for it.
Because when you watch the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl, it was a play in the 4th quarter where Mahomes scrambled for like 30, 40 yards. When you watch the Super Bowl last year, or even a game against the Bengals, I remember where Mahomes ran the ball and they hit him out of bounds and they got the flag and that's how they basically won the game. What is he doing? He's using his legs on pass plays. I look at this game and I look at his stats. Lamar Jackson was 16 for 33. Out of those 33 passes, he should have ran the ball 8 times. Bro, you have to just run the ball, bro. If you watch Josh Allen, bro, when it can be 2nd and 10. Josh Allen drop back, he see a seam, he's gone. You have, bro, Lamar Jackson, bro. He had 4 carries in a away playoff game in week 11. This the time to fucking use your legs, bro. This is the time to run the ball, bro. Your legs change the game. Right. I need him to stop playing like Peyton Manning, bro. I need him to stop doing that, bro. When he scramble, he's looking downfield. I need you to run. Run the ball, bro. Run on 1st and 10. You see something. You see a seam. Run. On 3rd, it was 3rd and 9. It was 3rd and 7. It was 3rd and 11. He just scrambling around and just throwing the ball. I'm like, bro, man, you're not going to win that way. You're not going to win that way. And the thing about the Ravens, when they lose, it looked the same.
Every time.
It looked like, bro, why you ain't run the ball? You have to run the ball, Lamar, because you going to miss a couple throws. We know that. We know you're going to miss a couple throws. And some of your receivers going to drop some throws too. Bro, run the ball, bro. Put it in your hands. Take the game over. When the last time we seen Lamar run for over 100 yards? He hasn't ran the ball for over 100 yards, I don't think, this entire season. And I don't think he did that shit last year. When we watched the Ravens and the Chiefs last year in the AFC Championship, everybody left that game like, bro, why didn't he run the ball more? They giving you seams. They playing man-to-man coverage. Run. Make everybody on the defense think about you. You got linebackers dropping back. They ain't even thinking about you no more because you want to pass the ball. You want to throw over routes. You want to throw, bro. You gotta take that shit back to high school, dog. That's the only way he gonna win. He got to take the game over, man. Like, you can say, oh well, receivers dropped the ball. Oh well, Derrick Henry got to touch the ball more. I'm gonna say, hey Lamar, you got to take over the game. When are we going to see you take over the game with your legs and then let your arm do the talking after that? When are you going to take over a game with your legs? When is it going to be 3rd and 11 and you scramble for 15 yards? Because I see Josh Allen do it against the Chiefs. I see him do that. Even against the Chiefs last year in the playoffs, he was running the ball.
Absolutely.
You got to use your legs, Lamar. We need to see Action Jackson, bro. On pass plays. That's the only way they're gonna win, bro. You can't lose. I still don't think they should have lost that game. But no. You watched it. If you watch the Ravens for the last couple of years, you already know they're gonna have some weird games where it's just like, bro, what are they doing, bro? Like, they losing on every phase of the ball. And then they can be close towards the end, but you got the kicker missing field goals. All type of shit going on right now. Like, they have to tighten up. And I feel like Lamar got to tighten up. Lamar got to run the ball, bro. 4 carries against the division game on the road in week 11 ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. You have to have 12 carries, 15 carries. Fuck it. Can we get a 200-yard rushing game from him? I just say let's just line up and run the ball. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, we about to come out here and run the ball. I remember I played the Steelers, bro. I played the Steelers in the playoff game.
Yeah.
Bro, I swear they threw the ball like 5 times. Bro, they turned around and handed that ball off to Le'Veon Bell and whatever other running back they had. Bro, they ran the ball about 40 times. Every play was a run, bro. The Ravens need to get back to that, bro. They need to get back to just running the ball, bro. Just run it. Let's just see a game where you just say, we about to Buffalo. What was that? Who was that game? It was the Patriots versus the Bills. Remember when Mac Jones only had threw like one ball the whole game, but they ran the ball every single down?
Right.
The Ravens need to get back to that, because are y'all tough or are y'all not tough? I'm confused now. Like, are y'all a tough team or not? Lamar got to tighten. I ain't gonna say he got to tighten up because he's having an MVP year. But there's games you need. There's times where they need you to be a beast and run the ball and help out everybody. You don't have a number 1 receiver. You don't have that. you are the number one guy on this team. You have to make it for everybody else. Running the ball, 33 passes on the road versus the Steelers is too much, bro. It's too much. You should be 16 for 27, 16 for 25. And 8 of those passes, you ran the ball. That's what it should be like. So that's all I got on that, man. Let it be on my chest a little bit. Cause man, Lamar I just be looking like, bro, you gonna miss some wide open passes. You gonna miss some. We gonna know you miss some, but you gotta run the ball better. 4 carries is not enough, bro. That's not winning football for the Ravens. So that's what I got for that.
No, that was.
I still don't think the Steelers are a better team than the Ravens, though.
They should have never won that game, bro. What killed me during that game is when Wilson went ahead and rolled out, and then he just threw it up in the end zone, thinking that Washington was going to make a play. I'm like, well, what are you doing?
He soft tossed it.
Yeah, I'm like, what is he trying to do? But no, this was even though all what you said, 100% agree. The play that really sticks out to me every time that I so happen to watch these Ravens play, and you got Flowers, you got Bateman, you got who else is that tight end that's playing very well?
Likely.
You got athletes.
Yeah.
And the other guy, Likely, you got talent. You have talent on that team. The things that always stuck out to me though is Flowers, like first drive, like awareness of whenever they're going on a drive and he has to like get the chains moving or do something, he does some dumb shit. Like he won't catch the ball. Or like that one where Lamar, it looked like it was a great ball. I think it was like a fade route like a fade route going to basically go in the red zone. And he's fighting with the corner, but the corner's already locked off. It's just one of these. It's like what we've been talking college. Like you easily can go ahead and caught that ball. I've seen you catch it in Indiana against them multiple times over the shoulder. I've called multiple times over the shoulder. It's like when I see that, just like how you say, like you see Lamar over how many yards throwing, and he needs to have that cut down and not seeing enough rush yards. When I see that with Zay Flowers, I'm like, bro, he's not locked in. Like he's more worried about something else than right now. Like because every play right now matters for the end of the game, and every time that he doesn't get locked in, that's when dumb shit happens. Hello, what happened when they had the opportunity to go to Super Bowl against the Chiefs in Bank Stadium? He coughs the ball up on the goal line. Like, bro, you've got to figure it out that you are the number one guy, and that there's guys in there that are relying on you. Lamar might be relying on you, maybe a little too much, or the OC is a little bit too much. But it's just like every time that I see Flowers, he's always bound to do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Like you literally, you're not a rookie anymore. There's no excuses. OBJ's not there. Down Bates, I don't care. You want to, and you was talking real greasy coming in to the league as well. Like, hey, no one's gonna do. All right, well, I know you had a touchdown, but that touchdown really don't mean it. Did mean something, but it could have been a little bit more different because that could have actually been the winning touchdown.
Yeah.
If you catching the ball and going ahead and getting the kicker in a field goal range 25 in to get a chip shot to get his leg going, you got to know that there's games within the game. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I know why they lost. It's because of this guy every time. When I see it, and this is my old analogy, when he is not making just easy plays to go ahead and set his teammates up,
he hurting them.
It's raps.
He hurting his team if he don't do that. This is another scenario, game within the game. It was 4th down, 4th and 1, and the Pittsburgh had the ball. They was on they own 45. Like not kick field goal range on their own. The Baltimore stopped them. They stopped them, right? I think the score was right now. I think it was 6-0 at this time. They stopped him. Lamar gets the ball back, 44-yard line in. Why they kick a field goal from like the 43-yard line? So you telling me after a sudden change stop, a big stop like that on the road, you can't get no points out of it? You can't score no touchdown, no field goal. Lamar, you can't even get 10 yards? He gave you the ball back plus 40 territory. You going in. It's stuff like that. Like you can't, bro. If that happens to Mahomes, he's scoring. That happens with Josh Allen, he's scoring. Joe Burrow, he's scoring. Bro, you got to take full advantage of that. And that's why I'm like, bro, you have to understand the moment. Lamar, run the ball, bro. It's 3rd and 10. Run. If you don't see nobody, bro, run. Like, it was one of them times where he scrambled. I think it was on the throw to Zay Flowers when he dropped in his helmet. He should have ran that one. And as he made a couple people miss, he kind of pointed at him. If you can pay attention, Lamar be doing little stuff like that. It's like his little instinctual stuff that he probably been doing his whole life. But as he made the motherfucking miss and he kind of backed out of it, he pointed at him and then threw it to him and he dropped it. But it's like, bro, just run the ball. You just made all these people miss. They running around. Run the ball, bro. You tiring that whole team out, extending the play. Run, bro. Like, you got to score on certain things. There's certain times you have to score, and that's what you got to do. But you was right on with the whole Zay Flowers thing. He got to be more locked in. Because when he not locked, you definitely got to be locked in playing against Mike Tomlin. Come on, bro.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Against a Pittsburgh Steelers team, you got to be locked in, bro.
It's frustrating because he's a very good player. Yeah. He shows that he can be that guy for the Ravens in not having them to go ahead and try to bring guys in. Like, bro, just step up and be the guy. But we shall see, man. But I'm with you on that. Lamar, run the ball, please. You need to get back in that bag of where it's you that does everything, and that's it. I don't care what goes on is on you.
All right, bro, we don't need to see him throw for 300 yards.
No. I don't want to see him do that. I want to see him run the peel because I love when he runs the peel.
I'd rather him run for 120 and throw for 180 and win the game, other than him throw for 300+ yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, bro, come on, bro. Just win. Win now. Win. You got your cheese. You're going to get some more cheese. Run the ball, my brother. You lost weight to run the ball. Run the ball. We in the back end of the season now. I can see it through week 3 where you don't really be running like that. We in week 11 now. And this is a game you should have won that game. I'm not even about to. They should have won that game. But we'll see. Hopefully it wakes up that whole locker room. We shall see, though.
Definitely shall. And then obviously another great game on as well. I want to believe it was after the game that we just got done talking about. Kansas City Chiefs faced the Buffalo Bills. Bills won that 30-21. Josh Allen, to me, is now, I think, in the driver's seat to go ahead and be, if the MVP were to go ahead and be today. My opinion, I think he would definitely be the one to win it based off of what he just did, being at home. 27 of 40 from the field, 262 yards throwing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but also was running the ball like you just had talked about, right? 12 carries, 55 yards, 1 touchdown, and that touchdown to go ahead and really seal the game was him. It was like instinctive. I'm going, touchdown. I'm the one that went ahead and made this happen. And the way we're seeing Josh Allen play right now, and I know it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and I know it's his only regular season, but the Bills got it figured out. Talk to me a little bit about this game from your lens.
Man, big-time players make big-time plays and big-time moments. Josh Allen, I always liked Josh Allen. I do, and I did. But I think I like him a little bit more now. Especially this year. First time, and I think it said the first time Buffalo has been 9-2. And, bro, if you told me before the season that this team was going to be 9-2, I'd be like, man, you lying.
Right.
You're tripping. But for them to do what they've been doing and to just get a big pickup right now, I think Amari Cooper is the perfect receiver for Josh Allen. The perfect one. He don't be tripping. He don't be complaining. And you still can't cover him one-on-one. And Josh Allen can make any throw on the field. Rolling out left, rolling out right, in the pocket. He can beat you from anywhere on the field. And like I said, big-time players make big-time plays. That was a 4th and 2 on his scramble. So they needed you feel me? They needed all of that at the 26. So they couldn't kick the field goal, but ain't no kicking no field goal because you would have just been up by 5. So that could have Chiefs probably would have got an extra energy, like we can score now, you feel me? But and maybe, Patrick Mahomes would have been a little bit more safe with his throws to be like, okay, we can win this game. But when you go in until you down by 2 possessions, which they was down by 9 points, that kind of changes the whole dynamic of the game. Now you're forcing stuff because you're trying to get make up for a lot of yards that you need and get the ball back in time. Don't even get me started. But he's just making plays, man. Josh Allen doing his thing. Like, he was getting the ball to all his guys. I mean, you got Shakir. Shakir made a. It was 3rd and 9. I think it was in the fourth quarter. It was 3rd and 9. A down. They needed this 3rd and 9 because they'd have got the ball back. I think if they would have had to punt the ball right there, it would have been the Chiefs would have got the ball back only down by 2. This was the touchdown drive. It was 3rd and 9. Shakir ran like an over route, and the safety was coming down to cut him off. Josh Allen threw the ball behind him so he can catch the ball behind him and protect himself from this safety just coming and run through him and potentially knock the ball out, fumble, you never know. So he threw it behind him so he can catch it behind him, and the dude ended up hitting him right here. But if you throw the ball right here, he hit him right there, so he probably knocked the ball out. That play right there was like, oh, shit. Right. I was like, bro, that is a great throw by him to protect his wide receiver, even though the dude still kind of got hurt a little bit on the play. But he protected him. He protected the catch. He protected his wide out. And he loves Shakir. He loved number 10.
He loves them. Like,
dog.
It's insane to, like, see, like, you know where he going when it's crunch time. It's going to him.
Even when it ain't crunch time. He's still. And to win this game, man, like, Shakir 8 catches for 70 yards. Curtis Samuel, like, he had a good game. 5 catches, 58 yards, a touchdown. He made some good catches. Coop, 2 catches, 55 yards. Knox, 4 catches, 44 yards. And Mac Hollins, 2 catches for 27 yards. A big 2nd down and 10 that he had. Like, I'm not gonna say this team is full of no names, but you don't really know a lot of guys on this team, but you know Josh Allen, and they don't have it. They may have Pro Bowlers on this team. Do they have Pro Bowlers on this team like that? Maybe the offensive tackle Dawkins. I don't think no other skill guy on this team is going to be a Pro Bowler.
No.
You missing Keon Coleman. You missing Kincaid. I don't think nobody on the defense is going to be a Pro Bowler besides probably that safety. I mean, not the safety. The defensive end. He got a number 50, I think. Tall, lanky guy. He be causing chaos out there. But this is a big win for the Bills. I mean, of course it's the regular season, but you know the Chiefs, they was just getting by all the time. I think this is the first game the Chiefs in like over 30 games that they gave up over 27 points. I think for 30 straight games they didn't give up 27 points at all or more. But this game, 30 points. Their defense gave up 30 points. That's what I'm saying. Are they going to be able to hold on for that long? Mahomes, I mean, them early turnovers will put you down, bro. Them early turnovers in the first on the road, like I think they said it's the first throw, Patrick Mahomes' first throw, he threw an interception. You know, Derrick Henry fumbled on the second play of the game. On the road, those things just ignite the whole stadium, and it's going to be hard to come back from that, especially when you're going up against you giving Josh Allen the extra possession. You don't want to do that.
Not at all.
You don't want to do that at all. So this Bills team is clicking right now, and realistically, I know we talking about the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Lions and the Eagles. This might be Josh Allen year to be like, yeah, I am that. He can sneak and win the MVP, go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, because I can see him beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. I can see him beating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Like, you can't say that Josh Allen not gonna have a chance whoever he play against if they go to the Super Bowl. So I think he got something to say this year, and that will be a magical year because I did not envision that happening at all. At all. So shout out to Josh Allen. Great win for them. Not the Patriots. The Chiefs, they got to tighten up, man, because they division getting tougher. Them Chargers looking good right now. Them Broncos looking good right now. And who knows what the Raiders going to look like next year. That division is getting tough. And Travis Kelce getting older. You feel me? Like, you're getting older. So, man, oh, man. Great win by the Bills. And I guess the Chiefs ain't going 17-0. It's a wrap for that. Over with. But that was a great game, though. He definitely, I would definitely say him and Lamar is still like 1A, 1B. and I think it's gonna be like that. I mean, obviously Kyler Murray and Jared Goff, but if Josh Allen keep playing how he playing, Lamar keep playing how he playing, depending on who they play like that against, that's gonna matter big time. So we gonna see, man.
No, we definitely will. Bills are obviously number one in their division in the AFC East, which is, the beginning of the year when we talked about it, we're like, damn, this is gonna be a good division. Clearly not. But Bills are definitely taking this by storm. So 5-0 at home when you're 5-0 and haven't lost a game, and it's a tough place to play. They could be going and possibly getting that one spot in the AFC and the AFC. So, but shout out to Josh Allen. He's playing good football. You already had mentioned on him. We can talk about earlier. Jim Harbaugh got his guys playing well, 7-3. They went ahead and beat the Cincinnati Bengals 34-27. Justin Herbert doing his thing. He did it passing and running. You got the young one from Georgia. I think that's who was going off, I want to say, from the wide receiver position.
Conkey made a big catch at the end of the game.
Bro, 9 catches. No, excuse me. Let me get to it. 6 catches for 123 yards. It's a rookie. Hello, playing against a very good Bengals team. Talk to me about these Chargers. I mean, we are at that halfway point, looking at their standings or where they are, right underneath the Chiefs in the AFC West. When they play, I don't know if they already have or not, but I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they play the Chiefs or whatever, but you just mentioned that division is only going to get better. Chargers got their guy from quarterback. They got a coach that knows how to coach. Jim Harbaugh's always been a great head football coach. He knows how to get guys going. He knows his personnel. He knows how to use his personnel, and he knows how to manage the game within the game. Then you got the Broncos with Bo Nix, you had mentioned that earlier. He played very well this past weekend. And the Raiders, if they tank, you already know who's going to be in a Raiders uniform at the quarterback position. You already know who they're getting. They're going to go ahead and get Shedeur Sanders. I don't care what anyone's talking about. That is the ideal team that I feel like he'll go to, or one of them.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is that this division, even though the Chiefs are 9-1, even though we've always said the Chiefs have got opportunity, there's still going to be teams that are going to be chipping away because the tides do turn at some.
Nah, man, they have an identity. They have an identity. Jim Harbaugh has brought them identity. We already know he's a football savant. We know he football. The confidence that he gives his team, the confidence that he gives his quarterback. Like on the fourth down that they in the red zone, they called a run for Justin Herbert. I don't ever remember seeing the coach that he had previous call runs for him. Maybe he couldn't motivate him like that. Maybe he didn't know how to connect with Justin Herbert like that. Justin Herbert seemed like he kind of like a mild, chill, laid back kind of guy, reserved guy. But that might work really well for Jim Harbaugh because Jim Harbaugh can go within his mind and dissect like why he is the way he is. And he's one of those, like, Harbaugh is one of those guys that he wants to know the why. And he can tell you the why. And he wants to understand his players. Like, that's one thing I know from Harbaugh. He definitely believes in his players, and he pumps, like, confidence into them guys. Like, you can't tell me Justin Herbert not playing confident this year. We already knew he could throw the ball.
Right.
We knew he could throw the ball. But he's playing winning football right now. We've seen the Chargers lose games like that. They was up 24-7, 27-6. The Bengals come all the way back. We've seen the Chargers lose games year after year just like that. But it's a new energy in that building right now. Like, they still believe that they can win no matter what. And that comes from Jim Harbaugh. So I'm sure a lot of these coaches, a lot of these programs and owners that think they know what they're doing, I know they're a little mad that they didn't, interview Jim Harbaugh. Remember, Jim Harbaugh went to the Minnesota Vikings before O'Donnell was the coach.
Yep.
He went there I think he went there. He went to Denver. He went to Chicago. He went to a couple of these teams, and they didn't want him. He going to make all of them pay for a while. So I think the Chargers are for real moving forward. I'm not saying they about to go into the playoffs and upset somebody, but I'm not going to say they can't do that either. but we had to see them do that. But I think with Jim Harbaugh as their leader, as their coach, as their manager of everybody on plays, the offense, defense, special teams, I think they're going to be prepared more than whoever. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in football, college, high school, NFL, whatever it is. So I definitely say they are for real moving forward, and the Chiefs better tighten up moving forward, because we see teams get fatigued all the time with winning. Teams get fatigued, and if you watch this year, you don't think the Chiefs are fatigued like with winning? Like, even though they win, they 9-0, they was 8-0, whatever they is, you can tell like they kind of get bored with stuff. You feel me? They get bored with the details. They think they can just roll out any player out there and they're gonna win. Them not having a secondary is gonna hurt them in the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. Chris Jones not gonna be able to do it all by himself. He only got 3 sacks this year. Now he still can be dominant. He's still a dominant player, but he only got 3 sacks this year. I don't think they have a corner that's gonna be able to lock down Jamar Chase. They don't have a corner that's gonna be able to lock down some of these guys around the league. Even McConkey, they're not gonna be able to lock him down. So I think the Chargers are for real moving forward, and I like where they are right now for sure. They're gonna continue to stack up and continue to stack that roster as the years come. And we're gonna be looking like, oh shit, this team look like a Michigan team with a great quarterback, 6'5" stallion at quarterback. So I like what I'm seeing from them for sure.
No, absolutely. Those are definitely some good speak on it, little topics that we had to go and talk about today. And with that being said, man, we appreciate everyone that tunes in. My good brother Tony Lippett, take us out, man.
Hey man, drink y'all water. Take care of yourself, man. Hopefully the Spartans get done this weekend, man.
Come on, man.
Hopefully, man.
Come on, man. And it's on a Friday night.
Shout out to the Lakers, man. Stop playing on these 5-game winning streaks, man. Stop. Well, I ain't gonna shout out to the Lakers. I don't like them. Shout out to LeBron, man, doing his thing. But that's all I got, man.
Man, we'll see y'all sooner than later. Peace out.
You're